Self-concept and social identity theory. Every human being carries an internal picture of who they are, what they believe in, and how they fit into the world. This picture is called the self-concept. It is the understanding we have about ourselves, shaped by our experiences, relationships, and the roles we play in society. Self-concept includes how we see our personality, our abilities, our values, and our social positions. It influences how we think, act, and interact with others. The way we view ourselves does not develop in isolation, rather, it is deeply influenced by the social groups we belong to and the way others perceive us. This connection between individual identity and group membership is the foundation of social identity theory. Self-concept is not something we are born with. It develops gradually as we grow and interact with our surroundings. When children start recognizing themselves in mirrors or photographs, that is the beginning of self-awareness. Over time, they learn to describe themselves using words like, "I am a girl," "I am good at drawing," or "I am kind." These self-descriptions grow more complex as people gain new experiences and social roles. For example, one person might define themselves as a teacher, a mother, and a friend, all parts of a single, larger identity. Self-concept is constantly changing, influenced by achievements, failures, feedback from others, and the social environment. According to psychologists, self-concept has two main parts, the personal self and the social self. The personal self refers to our unique traits and experiences, like being creative, shy, or ambitious. The social self, on the other hand, refers to the roles we play in society and the groups we belong to. For example, being a student, a citizen, or a member of a religious or cultural community all shape how we see ourselves. These roles and group memberships give us meaning and a sense of belonging. However, they can also create tension when different parts of our identity come into conflict. For instance, when personal beliefs clash with cultural expectations. Social identity theory, developed by Henri Tajfel and John Turner in the 1970s, explains how people derive a sense of identity from the groups they belong to. The theory suggests that our self-concept is closely tied to group membership. We see ourselves not only as individuals but also as members of social categories such as nationality, religion, ethnicity, gender, or profession. Belonging to a group provides us with pride, purpose, and emotional security. However, it can also lead to comparisons between us, the in-group, and them, the out-group. Tajfel's experiments showed that people tend to favor their own group even when group membership is meaningless or randomly assigned. This tendency to favor the in-group helps boost self-esteem, but it can also lead to prejudice and discrimination against others. For example, people might feel proud of their country, which strengthens national unity, but this pride can also turn into hostility toward outsiders if not balanced with empathy and understanding. Thus, social identity can be both a source of solidarity and a source of conflict. The process of forming a social identity happens through three stages: social categorization, social identification, and social comparison. Social categorization means we divide people into groups based on characteristics like race, gender, religion, or occupation. This helps us organize the social world, but it can also lead to stereotypes. Social identification happens when we adopt the identity of the group we belong to. We start thinking, feeling, and acting in ways that reflect the group's values and norms. Finally, social comparison occurs when we compare our group with others, often to enhance our sense of self-worth. For instance, Sports fans feel proud when their team wins because it strengthens their group identity. Self-concept and social identity are deeply connected. Our self-esteem, the overall value we place on ourselves, depends partly on how positively we view the groups we belong to. When our group is respected, we feel respected too. When it is devalued or discriminated against, it can harm our self-image. For example, a student who belongs to a minority group may struggle with self-confidence if society constantly portrays their group negatively. In such cases, education and social support play a crucial role in building positive identity and resilience. Social identity also influences how people behave in groups. When individuals strongly identify with a group, they may conform to its norms and defend it, even at personal cost. This explains why people often act collectively during protests, celebrations, or national crises. The sense of we becomes stronger than the sense of I. While this unity can be powerful for positive change, it can also lead to hostility toward others if group boundaries become too rigid. Therefore, it is important to promote inclusive forms of identity that allow people to feel proud of who they are without putting others down. Modern society provides countless opportunities for people to form identities beyond traditional boundaries. Globalization, technology, and social media allow individuals to connect with groups across the world. Someone might identify as a Pakistani, a feminist, a climate activist, and a lover of Korean music all at once. These overlapping identities show how fluid and dynamic self-concept has become in the modern age. However, social media also presents challenges. It encourages people to create idealized versions of themselves to gain approval from others, which can lead to confusion between the real self and the online self. This constant need for validation can weaken self-esteem and make people overly dependent on external opinions. Understanding self-concept and social identity is essential for creating healthy individuals and harmonious societies. A positive self-concept allows people to pursue their goals confidently, while a strong but open-minded social identity promotes cooperation and respect. Education, family, and community play a vital role in helping individuals build both personal confidence and social empathy. When people are taught to value diversity and to see differences as strengths rather than threats, social identity becomes a bridge rather than a barrier. In the real world, we see the effects of self-concept and social identity everywhere, from workplace dynamics to political movements. People who feel proud of their identity are more likely to participate in civic life, volunteer, and contribute to the common good. However, when identities become too exclusive or polarized, societies face division and conflict. The challenge, therefore, is not to erase differences but to find unity within diversity. Ultimately, self-concept is about understanding oneself, and social identity is about understanding one's place among others. Both are necessary for a balanced life. We need a clear sense of who we are individually, but we also need a sense of belonging and shared purpose. A society that encourages both individuality and solidarity creates citizens who are confident, compassionate, and capable of building peaceful communities. If you found this explanation of self-concept and social identity theory helpful, please like this video, share it with others who enjoy learning about human behavior and society, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us continue creating content that brings complex ideas into simple, meaningful discussions about life and the world we share.